What's up, Magnetite? It's been a long time. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't pay the bills, so gotta work. Anyway, I wanted to give a couple opinion pieces, and forgive my voice, I'm unfortunately sick. Not COVID, though, fortunately. But I just wanted to give a couple opinion pieces on my thoughts on, now that SMT V's been out for a while, we've all played, and really it's not a discussion about SMT V, though. This is more of a overall talking point on just what I think the direction should be when it comes to remakes. The reason I bring this up is Atlus put out a big old survey requesting what games would you want remade, what games this, what games that, and yet none of the translated or localized games that I can recall, well, let's just say none of the original SMT games were in this list at all. And I'm kind of like, I'm wondering if that's because of localization and because we don't have them to begin with, or if it's more of a, I don't know, a generic, like, we're not ready to do that, or we don't even want to put that option out there because we don't have it localized yet. But we have a script, I mean, obviously for SMT1, but regardless of that, I was just going through it and just kind of being like, you know what I would like to see? I think there is one specific game that obviously, in my opinion, needs a remake, and I think it's really the most slept on mainline game within the series, and that's really Megami Tensei II, or Kayayaku Megami Tensei Part 2, whatever, which was the remake of it for the Super Famicom. And if you are going to play it ahead of schedule, the Super Famicom fan-translated version is definitely, in my opinion, better. But that's my opinion. So I think Marsh has done a version of the original Famicom version. I was going to say NES, but you guys get what I mean. So the reason why I'm saying that this game is the most slept on and why I'm bringing it up is, honestly, I think it's the most deserving of being given the SMT V treatment. I don't know if you could do the SMT V treatment with 1 and 2, Shin Megami Tensei 1 and Shin Megami Tensei 2 necessarily, but you could totally do it with Kayayaku. And the reason I say that is because this particular game, Megami Tensei II, is one of the few where you actually have an avatar and not like a little, God, what do you... Sorry, lady apparently thought it's a good idea to come in my lane here. Trying to tell her to get over, guess she doesn't want to anymore. Anyway, so regardless of the almost car accident, the reason why I think Megami Tensei II is such a good game to be going with. Damn, you guys are in store for some stuff. What's going on here with the smoke? I don't even know what made all that smoke. All right, anyway. So the reason why I think Megami Tensei II would have been the game to do here is because you don't have like the little circle with a triangle. You literally have an actual overworld where you're traveling. And so I feel like, that being said, this would be the best option, moving forward to kind of go with. So, regardless of that, I would say the reasoning behind this is, one, you already have an atmosphere, an incredible atmosphere, mind you, that really needs to be remade. I mean, this game has certain aspects to it that other SMT games don't have. I feel like this game actually had a bit more ramifications for your choices and a little bit more openness based on things that you wouldn't expect to matter as much, like the murdering of certain boss demons in certain aspects. And this has been sprinkled in Strange Journey and other places. It's not like the only game in the series to do it, but certainly the first. And it's just an interesting concept behind doing certain things. But I feel like this game getting a full remaster overhaul would be incredible. I mean, this game is so groundbreaking with what it lets you do and the difficulty. I mean, there's just so much to it that would be incredible in a remastered format. I think this game is really underappreciated because when people start it, because of the way it's formatted, you just assume that it's SMT, Megami Tensei 1, because the game starts off almost like a bait and switch with you being in the same exact situation of the original game, which is a weird choice, but kind of interesting and fun. It kind of gives you almost like a reminder of how to play Megami Tensei. So, that being said, I think the game has a ton going for it, and I think it really is an incredible game. It's so much better than the original Megami Tensei game. And in my opinion, I actually prefer it over SMT 1 and 2 in a lot of ways. Not in every aspect, but in a lot of ways. Its story is very different. It's post-apocalypse, and like 1,000 years, I think, after the first game. Maybe 100 years. Anyway, point being, it's just a really cool game with what I think needs to be improved would be like the battle system. I think that an overhaul of the full-fledged turn-based battle system would probably be a tall order. I'm not going to say that would be a simplistic thing, because that's going to be a lot of revamping, but that's not to say it wouldn't be incredible if they could pull that off. But I'm not going to push it so far. I think the easiest thing, and I think I've said this in the past as well, but I truly think that the easiest fix here and the quickest fix would be, because it will be very hard to just go back to simplistic turn-based with nothing special. We've been so spoiled with what's probably the greatest battle mechanics of any turn-based RPG that would be really hard to go backwards. But I do believe is doing a Strange Journey type battle change with the alignment co-op system, I think it was called, the alignment co-op. I do think that is feasible. I think that was something that we would probably be able to do. That being said, I don't know. Oh God! Oh man, sorry. A lot of cops and stuff going on. You guys get an entertaining video. But anyway, I do think that this game, if we could just add that co-op alignment battle system, whatever it was called, can't remember anymore. The one from Strange Journey, you know what I'm talking about. That when you hit a weakness, you get an automatic extra hit from your alignment team. I think an additional piece like this, which doesn't stretch it so far that it changes up the gameplay entirely, but it stretches it enough to where it really adds another layer of gameplay to the battle mechanics, I think would really change a lot of what we're trying to achieve here. Amazing. And of course, the minute that I moved, they completely let people go. What is that? Great. Anyway, the thing I'm trying to say here, I think, is overall is that we really need some sort of opportunity here where we can update the battle system, because it's hard to go back. I mean, I know as somebody who loves the old school games, I can admit that the battles can get grating based on the fact that there's nothing special to them anymore. You know, once you've played Nocturne, once you've played Strange Journey, SMT 4, SMT 5 especially, it's hard to go back to a regular turn-based system. But one thing I can say is that the game itself is an incredible game, and it really just needs to have a little something tweaked in the battle mechanics. I think if they made any kind of upgrade to the battle mechanics, kind of like I've mentioned here with SMT Strange Journey, I think you would have an unbelievable record-selling game. I think it would actually surpass SMT 5, if you can believe that. I think that it would make I think it would completely surpass SMT 5 and what SMT 5 had the ability to achieve, which was incredible in its own right. I think this would move so far beyond that, because it's a game that's classically involved with it's one of the originators of Megami Tensei. It's what really got SMT 1 and 2 put together. That was the blueprint, not Megami Tensei 1. And really, it's just such a great game, great story. Really, everything in it's pretty incredible. That I think that an overhaul of this could sell to old school fans, new school fans who have been brought in by SMT. It may even attract some Persona fans who want to see where everything began. There's an opportunity here that I think Atlus is just sleeping on, and it might be because of how difficult it would be to overhaul everything. I'm not going to pretend I know how to code or do any of this stuff, so I'm not going to act like this wouldn't take time, energy, and really be a difficult thing, because for all I know, it could be near impossible. But, oh, okay, well, I guess we're finally getting an answer to what took so long. Jesus. Wow, that's a rough one. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down. Anyway, so I can say without fail that this would probably be a tall order. But if the outcome is that you pull in a ton of money off game sales, I mean, does it truly matter in the end how much time and effort went into this? And I think there's a real opportunity here. SMT V has brought in a brand new group of people. It's not just us old heads that are now into SMT. There's a ton of people that came from Persona. There's a ton of people who've come from other elements, other video game backgrounds, you know, especially the Persona fans. I mean, we've got a ton of people, maybe some even TMS fans. I mean, we've got people now that weren't here before. Over 1 million copies sold. And I can tell you that once you get started with SMT, it's addictive. So I think this is a great opportunity. And man, if they were working on this whole time in the background, and we're ready to shell this out while SMT's hot, kind of like they're doing with Soul Hackers 2, I think this would really be an opportunity to capitalize on. I mean, this could just be my opinion. It could also just be my wish list in a sense, but boy, would that be incredible. I would be so happy if they did something like this. Because this game has the kind of story, the simplistic, minimalist story, yet perfect kind of story, where we don't have to worry about new writers, crunched for time, not knowing how they want the story to go. Kind of how SMT V story kind of fell off. Here we have a story that's already developed, already minimalist, already sticks with everything, kind of has enough character development where, yeah, sure, of course they can add more to the characters now with, you know, an HD system and all this stuff. But the story's so good already that there isn't that seems to be where Atlus usually runs into problems, and that would already be there. They'd already have that nipped in the butt. It's all more of a matter of updating the battle mechanics and obviously overhauling the graphics and everything like that. But this is simply my opinion. Let me know what you guys think below. I think this is a real opportunity for Atlus. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Megami Tensei II. It could go with a different game. But I feel like that would just be so fun. I mean, the game, and I still love this game. As monotonous as the battle system can sometimes be when you've been playing for hours and the, you know, battle encounters. But imagine if you could see all those enemies on the field and it was more of that style. I think this would really, really play out well for Atlus. But tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you think this is a good opinion. Tell me if you think this is stupid and probably the dumbest decision Atlus can make and that I should shut up. Let me know your thoughts below. This is Jay with the Douchebag Brigade, and I'm out. Oh, like, comment, subscribe.